to another race, you guys. My name is Tyler, and tonight the World of Outlaws make their return to the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. The last time the World of Outlaws were here was last August when Kyle Larson picked up the win in the Capitani Classic. Since then, it's been nothing but local shows, but some World of Outlaw guys have showed up regularly this year with rainouts. Sheldon Haudenschild just a few months ago went up there, spur of the moment, picked up the win. Brad Sweet, just 2 weeks ago when Terre Haute rained out, went up there, picked up the win, holding off CARSON MACEDO and James McFadden. Tonight, the whole World of Outlaws gang will be there, racing against the guys from Knoxville, the local guys, like we've got Gio Selzy, Linton Jeffrey, the McCarls, and then Brian Brown all competing on the same track tonight. Coming into tonight's event, Brad Sweet is still on top of the 2021 point standings, but David Gravel has connected some wins and some top finishes and is in second. CARSON MACEDO, after leading early on in the season in points, is now in third, and then DONNY SCHATZ, don't look now, but has charged inside the top 5 with some good finishes. Still looking for win number 300 and win number 1 on the season. Expect some great racing tonight. Tonight is night number 1 of 2 of the Brownhouse Big Gun Bash. This is a prep race for the 60th Knoxville Nationals, which will be in just 2 months from today. Some big races coming up, you guys. So make sure you guys like the smash button, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, share this content to stay up to date on all of the World of Outlaws news throughout the 2021 season as we're headed into some big money races. This is the summer of money if you've ever seen it. We've got Huset's paying out big, Jackson Motorplex, then we've got 2 Kings Royals and the Knoxville Nationals, all within the next 60 days. Going to be unbelievable racing for the World of Outlaws. So let's get right into it. Night number 1 of the World of Outlaws return to the hollowed half mile at Knoxville Raceway. Let's go. So tonight is night number 1 of 2 in the World of Outlaws return to the Knoxville Raceway. We've got 39 cars at the track tonight and 25 laps in the feature, but before that, we got a lot of work to do. In hot laps tonight, Ayrton Geniton was fastest overall, and Brian Brown was struggling with some motor issues. They would get the motor issues figured out, and he would turn down a really good lap and would ultimately put him on the front row of his heat race. The top 4 in both flights were going to start on the front row of their heat races tonight. Tonight, we have 4 heat races, 10 laps each. Top 2 will go to that all-important fast pass dash, and the top 5 transfer into tonight's feature event. We'll also have a B main tonight. Like I said, we've got 2 flights because of the amount of cars that we have. Track tends to slow down, so we split the field in half, and the track really didn't slow down that much. It definitely wasn't as fast as the track record set just a few weeks ago by Brian Brown at a blistering 14.3. We'd be at about a 15.1, 15.2 throughout flight number 1, and flight number 2 it slowed down a little bit, but not much. On to heat race action. Heat race number 1 had Kasey Kahne starting next to Donny Schatz, and Donny picks up the win big in heat race number 1. In the closing laps, the final 3 laps, Kasey Kahne and Brad Sweet battled each other. Brad ultimately chased Kasey down and got around him on the final corner, final lap to get into tonight's dash. Going to be so important to start up front as it is every night. Kasey will transfer into tonight's main event though. Traveling from all the way from the back of the field up into a transfer spot was Scott Boguski, and Outlaw regulars James McFadden and Jacob Allen miss out on a transfer spot and will go to the B. Heat race number 2 had Brian Brown and Ayrton Geniton starting on the front row, and they finished that way. Brian Brown, after motor issues and hot laps tonight, wins this one big, seems to have put all that behind him, and Ayrton also will go to tonight's dash. Finishing in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we had Terry McCarl, Sam Haferteep Jr., and then Linton Jeffrey. These guys battled early on in this heat race, but ultimately spread out and finished inside of transfer spot. Missing out on transfers, Justin Henderson, who always looks really good at both Huset's and Knoxville, and then the Knoxville points leader so far in 2021, Davey Heskin, misses out on the transfer. These guys go to the B. Heat race number 3 had your flight 2 quickest qualifier, Logan Schuchart, starting on the front row, and he wins this one by nearly 4 seconds over David Gravel. These guys go into the dash. Aaron Reitzel and Brock Zierfoss battle for the 4th and 5th spot. Both of these guys transfer in. So good to see the 3Z Brock Zierfoss back after missing 2 races due to concussion concerns. He's back in the car tonight and gets into tonight's feature at Knoxville. On to heat race number 4. In your 4th and final heat race had Kerry Madsen driving for Tony Stewart Racing in the number 14, winning this one big over the 41 of CARSON MACEDO. Both these guys go to the dash and start their night off with a bang. And finishing in 3rd was PPM. PPM actually started the season with the World of Outlaws, was chasing Rookie of the Year honors in the 19 car, but recently has started racing for Guy Forbrook in the number 5 and has looked really good at Knoxville and continues that success tonight. He'll start up front in the feature tonight, finishing in 3rd in his heat race. Racing from the 2nd to last row in the heat race was Craig Kinzer. Craig gets into the 5th spot, which is the final transfer spot. A World of Outlaws that missed out on the transfer spot was Wayne Johnson. He'll go to the B. The B main would be 12 laps and would set the final 4 cars in tonight's main event. Picking up the win was Matt Jewell, and finishing in second was McKenna Hassey. McKenna looked really good in her heat race, but just missed out on one spot. Ultimately gets in tonight's feature, though. Also transferring in were Outlaw regulars James McFadden and Wayne Johnson. Outlaw regular Jacob Allen misses the feature tonight after not getting into a transfer spot. And then we have the dash, and starting on the pole with tonight's 25-lap feature is the madman, Kerry Madsen. Kerry's looked really good in the number 14 for TSR here recently, and Kerry's won at the track 23 times in his career and is a former track champion at Knoxville Raceway, so look for Kerry to return to glory at the hollowed half mile. And starting to his outside is DONNY SCHATZ. Donnie looking for win number 300 in his career, win number 1 on the season. We all know the story, but how amazing would it be if Donnie Knoxville can pick up the win tonight at the sprint car capital of the world? The World of Outlaw point leader coming into tonight is Brad Sweet, and the guy in third in points. Both these guys start in row number 2. Brad is looking to finish on the podium for the first time in 7 races. Nearly 2 months ago, he won at Lincoln, and he hasn't finished on the podium since then. David Gravel starts inside of the top 4 rows as well, so the points are going to get shaken up just a little bit tonight, but it'll be fun to watch all night long. Guys on the outside looking in after missing dash transfer spots are Brent Marks. We all know the story. Since Brent went back to the number 19 for his family, he has looked so good in that car. Look for him to be charging forward. The bottom and the top are really fast tonight, so look for Brent to be searching around. And starting to his outside is going to be Aaron Reitzel. Aaron always drives hard and always looks fast in that number 83 Roth Motorsports car, so look for him to be charging towards the front. And then Sheldon Haudenschild, starting right behind these guys. He picked up his first career Knoxville Raceway win just a few months ago and looking to rep it against the World of Outlaws. Let's get right into it. Night number 1 of the World of Outlaws return to the Knoxville Raceway. On the start, Kerry Madsen rips the top and takes off to the lead as CARSON MACEDO gets around into second around DONNY SCHATZ. 5 laps in the books, and MACEDO and Madsen are waging war for that top spot, about a second in front of Donnie. Gio Scelzi is up inside of the top 6 from row number 5. 17 laps in the books, and we're getting into lap traffic. MACEDO and Madsen are really struggling to get around lap cars, catching them at the wrong times, and DONNY SCHATZ closing in, running the bottom. 14 laps to go, and they still run the same way. Kerry Madsen, CARSON MACEDO, DONNY SCHATZ, Logan Schuchart, and Brad Sweet are battling for that 4th and 5th spot, and Brownie and David Gravel are battling for 7th. The bottom is super fast at Knoxville, especially here recently, but it takes a lot of finesse, especially in 2021. They added about a foot of ledge to the inside berm, and it is definitely technical, but you can make time up on the bottom. The top really wasn't the place to be tonight, but getting around lap traffic, they had to be there. Kerry is still ripping the top as we hit halfway. 10 laps to go, and Brad Sweet and Logan continue their battle behind DONNY SCHATZ, CARSON MACEDO, and Kerry Madsen. Kerry had stretched out to about a 1.5 second lead as MACEDO and Donnie are trying to get around lap car. 8 laps to go, Brent Marks is up to 10th from the middle of the pack. And with 5 laps to go, Logan Schuchart gets around Brad Sweet, chases down DONNY SCHATZ, is hauling the mail, and then a caution flag comes out for a single spinner on the backstretch. We would make it through qualifying, heat races, a dash, a B main, and then have our first caution of the night for Scott Boguski on the backstretch with 5 laps to go. A single file restart would be set up. We'd have Kerry Madsen, CARSON MACEDO, DONNY SCHATZ, Logan Schuchart, who was fast before the caution, and then Brad Sweet. On the restart, Kerry brings him to the green flag really slow, gets out the lead, going on the bottom all the way around the track on the first lap. 4 laps to go. MACEDO rips the top off of turn 4, cuts down underneath of Kerry, beats him into turn number 1, and takes off to the lead with 3 laps to go. With 2 laps to go, Logan Schuchart starts chasing down CARSON MACEDO after he was running behind Kerry Madsen, gets around him. Logan's really good on the bottom in 3 and 4 as MACEDO is running the top. Coming to the white flag, MACEDO's about a second out in front, and Logan's trying everything he can to chase him down. MACEDO's in clean traffic, no lap cars, and coming to the checkered flag, picking up his 4th win of the season and Carson's first win in a 410 sprint car at the Knoxville Raceway, the number 41 Jason Johnson Racing of CARSON MACEDO. Philip Dietz had the car dialed tonight. It was on rails. Carson was able to go wherever he needed to go. Just it was a matter of time for him to get around Kerry Madsen. Logan Schuchart comes home in 2nd, and Kerry Madsen finishes in 3rd. That concludes night number 1 of the World of Outlaws return to the Knoxville Raceway. Tomorrow night is night number 2, and it's going to be more important than ever because it's the last time that the World of Outlaws will see the Knoxville Raceway until the 60th running of the Knoxville Nationals in less than 60 days. We got some huge races coming up and some great content for you guys. We've got Huset's, then we've got Jackson Motorplex, 2 Kings Royals at the Eldora Speedway, and then the Knoxville Nationals. I'm planning on going to both of those Kings Royals and bringing you guys some great content, and then who knows, we might even make the trip north to Knoxville, Iowa for the Nationals. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this content so that everybody can stay up on the World of Outlaws 2021 season. And as always, you guys, stay dirty.